Welcome back to my RSL channel. Today we're pulling for Juxie, who's a new account. We don't have a lot of champions on the roster, so this will be very exciting for two reasons. Number one being this. Number two being that we have so many saved up shards, and we're going all in on the Ancients and maybe the Sacreds. We're trying to get both Leo and his soul. Yet again, the grind continues. The Leo event is still going with full swing. I'm recording this in retrospection, so the event might actually be over by the time that we see this video come out. But at the very least, we'll keep the hype alive for a little bit longer. The hype for Leo, that is. Husk is a good option to build out as an AoE stun. He also inflicts damage proportional to enemy max HP. This procs very nicely against bosses. His damage on his A3 increases according to this champion's current HP, and he also comes with a provoke on his A2 on the double hitter. Hold on to your Husk, don't feed him. We're pulling all of these in the reserve vault. Yep, everything is looking good. We have Donnie on a progressive. I suppose we weren't able to fuse him. That is a-okay. Today we're gonna try to hit you with Donnie regardless. Lock Wayne is a fusible. Listen to your beast, Bane! Oh my god! Oh my god, it hasn't even been a whole minute! And we're already hitting our first legendary champion. Listen to your Beastbane is super good for Hydra. Double hitter with a chance of placing a Hex on the first hit for 2 turns. 30% increased crit damage on this champion for 2 turns. Double hitter with the chance of repeating the attack. When he counterattacks or teams up with allies to join an attack, he uses this skill instead of the A1. The damage inflicted by this skill increases by 10% each time an ally is devoured by a Hydra head. That stacks up to 50%. That's why I say he's a really good Hydra champion, because he has some specificalities here. Some niche utility within his skills that are specifically targeted for you to deal crazy damage in Hydra. Double hitter on an AoE. Each hit has a chance of placing a strong increased speed, a weaken for 2 turns, strong weaken. If the target is also under a Hex, he places these debuffs before attacking. When you place the weaken before attacking, that is the best case scenario, because then you can deal more damage. He ignores life barrier and ally protection buffs on his passive, which is exactly what makes him a Hydra specialist. This life barrier, ally protection. When a champion gets swallowed, these are usually the buffs that prevent you from freeing your champions if you don't come prepared enough. He also increases his defense by 5% for each active buff on him. That stacks up to 50%. He's a defense nuker, so you have to stack him with some defense, crit rate, crit damage, some decent speeds, decent accuracy to land this Hex, to land the decreased speed, the weaken. Forget about attack, a little bit of HP, a lot of defense. You can build out Listen to your Beastbane whenever you want. He's still gonna serve you some purpose in other dungeon areas and not just Hydra. You can take him into Dragon if you wanted to. You can try to take him into Clan Boss if you felt like it. And when the time comes for Hydra, see, you already have a really good nuker. Congratulations. This was very nice. Don't forget to use my promo link to get yourself a free Legendary Harvest Jack, as well as Ugo, Lightsworn, and Vergus as you level up your account. Here's how to do it. Log out of Plarium Play on PC and uninstall. Click the link in the description and register with a brand new email. Launch raid and complete the tutorial. Go to your inbox and claim your first champ. And that is all you have to do to get yourself a free Legendary Harvest Jack, as well as Ugo, Lightsworn, and Vergus as you level up in progress. So don't miss out and click on my link right now. We're gonna proceed. We're gonna move on. Lock Wayne is a fusible. Yep, there you go. It's a Mikage fusible, which just shortcutted you a bunch of these rare champions. Yep, one step closer. Let's proceed. We're gonna see how many points. I think I'm gonna stop midway at 100, and when we have like 120 left, I'm gonna stop and see how many points 120 make, so then I can estimate the other half. Now we're gonna pay a big, huge blue tax. We're probably not gonna see anything juicy for a little while. Narox Blackhorn! He was one of the fusibles for a fusion that I did. Could be Mad Hatter. Double hitter decrease speed, ally protection, counterattack on himself for 2 turns, ally protection on everyone but himself. AoE provoke on a chance that can be resisted if the champion's defense is lower than the target's. and a 30% reflect damage buff on all allies for 2 turns, regardless of whether this procs. Whenever an enemy attacks an ally under ally protection, he has a chance of placing a provoke on them for a turn. Defense again, good champion to consider building out for a little bit of crowd control on your Skinwalkers faction. If you don't have a good provoker, this is a good option. Let's proceed. Now, this is an early game account, so I'm stopping on the little epics that we pull along the way that could help your account. And definitely, I'm gonna give you a bunch of tips on the legendaries that we pulled today, because there's gonna be a bunch of legendaries that we pulled today. Grave Chill Killer, you can pair with a Frozen Banshee for a really good poison sensitivity, poison combination, but she's only really useful under that context. Dude and the Runic is super good! Dude and the Runic is a super good epic hit. Oh my god, we're getting epics here. Fodboar is also not bad. I don't know about Jering, but Dude and the Runic is a clutch on this account. He comes with a taunt, strengthen, and a counterattack. The taunt being on a turn, counterattack being on 2 turns. So what happens is you're gonna taunt everybody to attack you, and then they're gonna, when they inevitably hit you, you're gonna counterattack them back. AoE with a shield equal to 15% of his max HP. He also increases the duration of all buffs on all allies by 1 turn. That also includes the shield. This shield becomes a 3-turn cooldown shield. He also has a chance of removing 1 random debuff from all allies. Really good support. HP champion, by the way. You just have to stack him with a bunch of HP. You don't need any accuracy to land anything. Just a bunch of HP, speed. That's it. Really good HP support. Oh, you do also need a little bit of accuracy here for the chance of a removal. A little bit. Fogboar's not bad. He has a triple hitter with the chance of placing 100% heal reduction for 2 turns. 1 enemy attack with the chance of stealing 2 random buffs from the target and a chance of placing a stun for a turn if there are no active buffs. AoE decreased defense. Strong decreased defense when you ascend them for 2 turns. Not a bad dwarf. I'm gonna have to push through with these a little bit quicker, otherwise this video is gonna last for 40 friggin' minutes. A tour, forget about. Don't bother yourself with an tour. Next! That's a chicken, by the way. You can use these as chickens. That's a lot of food. How much time did it take you to save up all of these ancient shards, dude? And are we really going all in today? That is some wild, wild work. We just pulled you a kale double. My brother in Christ. Oh my god. Deathless? Yeah, no, I wouldn't necessarily advise you to build her out. Okay, Spirit Host is a farmable. Again, I'm telling you, we're paying the blue tax. We're probably not going to see anything exciting for a little while longer. I try to time this with the speed of the shards. Steel Skull comes out. Yeah, I'm going to pull 30 more shards and I'm going to check up on the points, as I said in the very beginning. Fenshi? Trying to think if you really do need a Fenshi in under any context. He's a poisoner. Okay, moving on, moving on, moving on. We'll really have to speed up this because it's Masamoto comes out. A lot of Shadowkins come out today. That's the general. Oh, Ultimate Gallic! He's not bad. Ultimate Gallic is not bad. Good burner. Good for Spider. Because it's an AoE burn. The point is to burn the little Spiderlings, right? In the beginning, that's a good winning strategy. So Ultimate Gallic for Spider for this AoE burn. Apothecary, really good healer. Crit heal. Increased speed on all allies. Multi-hitter, really good for Fire Knight. Early stage grinding. Really trying to fit as much advice as I can in here. Sachi's, I think Leech. I think I used her in the beginning of my faction wars. And the Shadowkins. A lot of Shadowkins coming out today, I'm telling you. Knight Errant. Oh, I watched someone shout out Knight Errant in like a niche, one of those like, oh, don't sleep on this epic. But I don't remember if it was Knight Errant at all. Fodboar double. I'm just gonna proceed with these. That is a hefty blue tax. I think that's about where we're gonna check how many points we've made so far. 47,000. We're halfway. Halfway there, guys. So if you're curious, to make all of the points for Leonardo, you need to pull over 200 ancient shards. Just to be clear, over 200 ancient shards are not enough to get Leonardo. That's what we're talking about here. The Moe. Valerie is a good champion, but you can farm for her. A lot of food for you here. A lot of food for you. Elicinia! There you go. That's a Mikage fusible, if I'm not mistaken. We just bypassed you another couple of months of grinding. Here's Elicinia. Here on Kira the Night Watcher. That's the first Kira the Night Watcher champion that we're hitting you today. Okay, we're gonna bottom these out. Going all in. That's gonna have to clutch, right? Science slash survivor. I knew she had something here. Oh, Deacon! Deacon we're gonna talk about. Forget about science slash survivor. Deacon, stack him with a bunch of HP and a bunch of speed. Make him one of the fastest champions on your account. Turn meter fill, turn meter decrease. 15-15, then grants an extra turn. AoE decrease defense and single target multi-hitter leech. Ally speed in all battles by 19%, same aura as High Katoon. I would say the Deacon is an upgrade to High Katoon, though they're not in the same faction. You benefit from both, you need both. Deacon is a really good turn meter increaser. You can use him in arena, you can use him in faction wars, you can use him in your dungeons. But mostly in arena, to gain a little bit of speed as your speed aura champ, and for this turn meter fill, to have some chance of interrupting the enemy team that you're facing. Plays a decreased defense afterwards, and that will help your nuker one-shot the team before they even have a chance to attack you. Congrats on that Deacon. I don't know if you already had a Deacon, to be honest. Yeah, you do have a Deacon. Okay, so what you're gonna do, you're gonna go to the faction guardians. No empowering yet, okay? Promise me we're not gonna do any dumb things like that. You go in here and you put him as a guardian. You go in here and you fill out your guardian slots. Okay? Stick a few champions in here. I don't want this to be a takeover. You know, you don't even need to, like, hold on to them. You can just commission them. Remove the rare ones from your space. Don't commission any epics or legendaries. Only commission rare champions that you're pulling on a day-to-day basis with ancient shards. Free up some space from your vault. Free up, you know, some chicken space. You only have to do this once, and then you can use all of the rare champions that you pull for chicken if you wanted to, but fill out your guardian slots, please. This is the only interjection that I will make. I promise it's worth it. Since you have a Deacon double, I'm sorry that I spent so much time talking about him, but whoever needs to know will find this information at the right time. Marked as a fusible, for sure. Mikage fusible here, not Mikage, Rajin. We're slowly collecting these too, so just be careful not to commission any of these before you've had the chance to fuse Rajin. Keep that in mind. Hold on to all of your fusibles. Do not commission them, don't feed them as food. This is not a takeover, I'll stop. I mean, it is a takeover, low-key. Any legendaries? That's a lot of shards without a legendary. You mean to tell me that suddenly we're only gonna get rewarded with one? And it's Lysanther Beastbane, dude. Give us something. Oh, Mordecai. Mordecai's a really good AoE burner. You might want to build him out for Spider. Pick out between him and Ultimate Gallic. But I really do like Mordecai. I really do like Mordecai as well. Without getting into any more specifics, I'm just gonna continue. Oh, this is... yeah. So, oh my god, there it is. There it is. Ruo the Huntmaster. Interesting, you get the bat. Congratulations, you get the bat. The Mothman. I'd say Mothman, that's a moth, not a bat. Congratulations, you get Mothman. Mothman is one of my favorite cryptids. Ruel will have some utility for you early game. He's a nuker. Single target decreased defense. Strong decreased defense transfers a random debuff from this champion to the target if it is under a hex. It does bring that hex, worry not. I'll get to it. AoE that procs an extra hit on enemies under Hex. Ignores 25% of your target's defense. Big hitter. If there are 4 or more enemies under Hex debuffs. This Hex is placed from his A3 on a 4-turn cooldown alongside a strong increased accuracy, so you have a higher chance of landing this Hex. And a perfect veil on him for 2 turns with a 50% turn meter fill, so that you can't get single target attacked. They can still hit you with AoEs though, so be careful. But this Hex, you need accuracy for. You also need accuracy for the decreased defense here, so make sure to bring it up to at least 250. Minimum 250. On the passive, he decreases the speed of enemies under Hex by 5% and decreases the resistance of those enemies by 10%. He increases the damage enemies under Hex debuffs receive by 10% and decreases the value of heals they receive by 30%. If you have multiple Ruels on the same team, this effect does not stack. Only one passive activates. Really good nuker. Early game, I think he's gonna help you a lot. You can remember Mothman with Bibi's favorite cryptid. You don't have Ruel, right? I'm gonna get in here. Was he a Dark Elf? Yes. He's your first legendary Dark Elf champion. Congratulations. I'm very happy that we clutched another legendary from these ancient shards. Now we have a higher chance of hitting Donnie, and we still have 45 shards to go. And these lucky fingers. Tyrell comes out! Tyrell is also a really good epic champion you can consider building out in the future. Let me check the time. We're a little bit pressed for time, so I'm gonna stop commenting on epic champions. For the time being, we really need to rush it, alright? Because this is gonna be a very, very long video, a very long pull. Malkith you don't need, I think, for any reason, unless he's a fusible and I can't remember. Otherwise, you can use him as a chicken. Mass Fearmonger as well. He's not all that. He's just cool because he's a Halloween champ. Hellgazer, I don't remember anything special about. Removes all debuffs from herself. Selfish girl. Proceeding. No more time to waste. Let's see them. Are we getting another legendary? Or are we hitting Donnie? Donnie. God damn it. Another Relic Keeper is a joke, dude. That has to be a joke. 5 more ancient shards. Let's rip them and move on. And now we can move the camera to the side so that you can all feel the anticipation of how many shards we have left to work with. Let's move on. We have to make them quick. Chop. Oh my god. If it's just for rares, just chop them quicker. Chop them quicker. I wish that worked. Gore Mask. Proceeding. Let's see. Okay? We don't care about any death chanters. We don't care about any rares. Unless it's a void rare. Oh my god, okay. Lady Irish, I don't... Let's not talk. No, I don't want to exit the game. No Donnie in the Ancient Shards, but 2 new legendaries on this account and some pretty solid epics as well. Let's see how many points we made. We should be around 82,000. Yeah. So now, we have exactly as much as you need to get Leo, but we're forgetting that we also need a key. We're gonna proceed with pulling all of the Sacred Shards again, hoping that we hit a Leonardo. I don't know if we're gonna have to bottom all of them out. I really don't want to. But it is what it is. Pestulous. Proceeding. I'm only gonna comment on an epic that is very worthwhile your time to build out. Bloodfeather is a fusible. Hold on to her. Maybe Rajin? I just remember that she's a fusible. That took a little bit too long to load. Gerard the Stone. Proceeding. Moving on. Okay. It's an epic. Gorlos Helma, proceeding. Damn, we really have to pay some tax. There it is. Who it is? Ooh! Cowlight the Ashara! What the hell? Now that is an arena champion I can stand behind. First of all, he looks super friggin' cool. Sylvan Watchers, favorite faction of mine. I just really like the elf aesthetic. Strong crit damage on himself for 2 turns. On his A1. Double hitter on his A2. If the initial target is killed, also attacks the enemy with the lowest HP. Both attacks ignore 50% of the target's defense and unkillable and block damage buffs. 4 turn cooldown, beautiful A2. A3 attacks all enemies. Each crit fills his champion's turn meter by 10% and heals them by 10% of his max HP. That stacks up to 50%. If this attack kills an enemy, he places an unkillable on himself for a turn. Raphael style. Passive. Whenever this champion or an ally's turn meter is decreased, he increases the damage of this champion's next attack by 20%. That stacks up to 100. A blasting 100%. And now the active effect that's on a 5-turn cooldown, that genuinely counts as a separate skill. Whenever this champion's turn meter drops below 25% because of a turn meter reduction effect from an enemy, he plays a block debuffs on his champion for 2 turns and then grants them an extra turn. So this steal, it's gonna give you a little bit of an advantage against champions like Armans, let's say. Or Licinia. Or Lysandra. Or Arbiter. Not Arbiter. Or a Deacon. You get the vision. Cowlight is super good. Definitely build him out at some point. Congratulations once again. Reigning legendaries on this account. Reigning legendaries. We're just chucking them. Christmas is coming early. I'm just serving you all presents. Steel Skull comes out 2nd time. I'm serving you all presents early on. November is the designated Bibi Christmas month. Any good epics that might come out of this? Umatovia you can straight up use as a chicken. I know her design is very cool, but... okay. Oh, Wernan the Silken is a really good head. There you go. Now this is a woman I can stand behind. Wernan is a really good support. A1 has a chance of placing a strong decreased attack. A2 fills the turn meter of all allies by 15%, plays a strong increased speed for 2 turns on a 4-turn cooldown. A3 revives a dead ally with 50% HP, 30% turn meter, 15% continuous buff for 2 turns. On a 4-turn cooldown, very quick revive. Ally speed and faction cribs by 20%. Definitely, again, worth building out at some point when you feel ready for her. My god. Who is this? Okay, Lodric Falconheart. Moving on. Moving on. I think I'm gonna stop again at halfway through. Hilda Arnorn daughter. Yes, that was fusible again. Big pulls. Okay, 5 more. Oh, wow. And I'm gonna check back. Hoscarol. This is this a new? I've never seen him. He doesn't ever pop out. Removes all stun debuffs from all allies and places strong increased defense, strong increased resistance on all allies for 2 turns. Place an AoE stun with a turn meter decrease under stun target by 15%. Immune to stun. Why is this guy low-key cool? Like, I would build him out just for the shits and giggles, honestly. He sounds cool. Faction Wars, yeah, that's what I was thinking. I think he would really come in handy in Faction Wars. Consider Hoscarol. Okay, let's proceed. That was a cool epic hit. Very niche. Hardly ever got him. I'm happy that I checked. Juliana. Now, if you have Romero, that might be good news for you. Otherwise, don't bother. That's what I would say. Okay, let's see it. Hope is also whatever. 2 more shards before I check up on the points. We're gonna go down the Leo. Oh my god, that's a legend. What the hell? What the hell? Okay, but it's a Toragi, so it's fine. That was clickbait. That was a little disappointing, but Toragi's really good. So I would consider this a win anyway. Single target decrease attack. AoE provoke. Shield, ally protection, big heal, reflect damage for 3 turns. On a passive, when attacked, he has a chance of placing a poison on the attacker for 2 turns. Really good clan boss champion. Stack him with HP speed, stack him with accuracy. If you need a Demon Lord champion, that is a very solid option. Toragi the Frog. Shadowkins, that's the kind of direction that it's pointing us towards. And it makes sense because it's the Leo event. Oh, Miscreated Monster! That's also a really good epic hit. Really good crowd controller, actually. Ally protection with the heal, with the continuous heal on himself for 3 turns on a 4-turn cooldown. AoE stun. Chance of placing that stun on all enemies. Shield for 3 turns. And that skill takes 3 turns to reload the cooldown, so constant shield, basically. The A1 also has a chance of placing a stun, a decreased defense if the stun lands. Place a fear whenever an ally is attacked under ally protection that he brings here. Really good crowd controller. Last secret chart before I check in on the points and see what we've done. It's a very lucky pool for... Oh, Fresh Terror is also not bad. Let's check the points. Whoa, now we're talking. Let's move down the path, get our Leonardo, and move on and proceed with the soul. I'm gonna get you an epic skill tome because you're still very much benefiting from booking out epic champions. We're gonna go down this path first and get Leo. That's priority number 1. Numero uno. Moving down, legendary skill tome, and here is Leonardo. Now we can go down the other path. We're gonna take the road. See how many more points we need. We just grab the key as well, so we don't go back. More Immortal Soul Essence, Eternal Soul Essence, Legendary Skill Tome number 2. And we have realistically a few more Sacred Charts to pull for the soul. Then I will hit you up in DMs and ask ya if you want your Voids and Primals pulled as well. Maybe leave the Primals out of it for sure, but I will check back on with you to check if you want any of your Void Shards pulled at all today. I would advise against. I think we're gonna need less than all of the Sacred Shards even to bottom out this event and get you both Leo and the Soul. Wuji looks very cool. If you don't have a better block buffs champion, she could be a solid option because it's an AoE block buffs. She also comes with Perfect Veil, counterattack on herself for 2 turns. When she counterattacks, she turns these counterattacks into AoEs. Not a bad champion. Very cool design as well. Proceeding! So this. Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god! Jetty the Giant! Oh my god, if you have Ausgore. I didn't see if you had an Ausgore, but this is such a clutch. And only if you have Ausgore, I think. Stun Champions is the theme here, and also Muscle Mommy. Look at the leg, dude. Her leg is bigger than my torso. First hit places a stun. Second hit places a decreased defense on a chance. Double hitter A1. A2 is an AoE, ignores 20% of the target's defense. Has a chance of placing a strong decreased defense for 2 turns that can be resisted if Ausgore is on the same team. AoE, double hitter. Before attacking, place strong increased crit rate, strong increased crit damage on her for 2 turns. With the next return, if she kills an enemy when Ausgore is on the same team, inflicts 20% more damage against targets under shields, ignores shields if Ausgore is on the same team. Ausgore is another barbarian that brings block, damage, debuff, strip. Do you have him? I need to know. You don't. You don't have Ausgore, but I'm sure that you will pull him at some point if I don't pull him for you. Like, now, he's not a Void Champion. At one point you will. You might. You have to Hanorok and Jetney for the time being. Jetney you can still build out for faction wars for the barbarians, absolutely. Since you don't have many. So you can make a whole team out of Haikatun, Farkin, Jetney to Hanorok, and like a War Maiden if you already build her out. Oh, and this guy, and this new guy that we pulled you, Hoskarol. There you have it, that's the team. Okay, proceeding. Give us some good rares, and then give us a really, really good legendary, so that we can close off this short pull session with a smile. Adriel is not all that. Let's move on. Please don't choke me on my water! Another Hilda! We don't care about Hilda anymore. Let us pull something better. Okay, a Jotun. Jotun comes out. I've heard good things about him. Strong. No, weak decreased defense. Single target burn? For 4 turns. That's a long burn. Destroys the target's max HP by 30% of damage inflicted. Damage increases by 50% if the target's under burn. Maybe a niche Amius champion? I don't know if anybody's trying to use him in Amius. I want to see how many points we've made. I don't want to get too carried away. We're very close. Let's see if all of these sacred charges are going to be enough. And if we can maybe spare 1 or 2. I'm going to have to keep close track. Hellgazer is not all that. Let's proceed. Okay. Bloodfeather, yet another fusible. 1 more shard and we need to check again. Oh, the anticipation is killing me. Sandslash Survivor, once again, she comes out. Ally Protection, block damage on herself. Ally Protection on all allies when an ally's HP drops below 50%. AoE, decrease the duration of all enemy buffs by turn and increase the duration of all ally buffs by turn. Chance of placing a provoke if the target has no debuffs on them. Heal if target has any debuffs. Nothing special. Is that what you wanted, Sandslash Survivor? 3 seconds of screen time? Okay, one more, and we're done. 1 more here and we're done. I thought it was gonna be a legendary. Masamoto comes out 2nd time around. Let's pull your soul. And now I'm gonna hit up your DMs and ask you if you want to proceed with this pull.
A few moments later.
Okay. So, Juxie would like us to pull all the sacred shards, so we're going all in on the sacred shards. Another Norox Blackhorn comes out. I think we already talked about him today. Was it on this account? I hope so. If not, forgive me. Losing track. 3 more sacred shards. Okay, maybe we still have a chance of hitting a Donnie. We still have a chance of hitting a Donnie, a Turtle, someone, Fearmonger. We don't... What is with the doubles? We've started hitting doubles. Wait, let's focus. Focus? God, I think we were so close. Orticata. Orticata comes out instead. 2 more. Focus. Channel all your energy. Vergus is really good. He's very self-sustainable, very tanky. You can solo Scarab King with him because his passive plays a shield on him every time he loses more than 10% of his max HP from a single hit. Very good buffs here. Continuous heal, increased speed, reflect damage on a target ally, ally protection on all allies except himself, and a strong increased defense on himself for 2 turns. Last sacred shard. Let's hit it. Let's see it. Ooh, Sepulture Sentinel is actually not bad. Not a bad hit. This A3 here has a 25% chance of completely blocking incoming damage when an ally is attacked. Occurs once per turn. Only blocks damage from the targeted ally if multiple allies are attacked at the same time. So only during AoE attacks. Increased defense. Block debuffs on a 4-turn cooldown for 2 turns. This block debuffs is quite useful, especially if you don't have a lot of champions that place it. I'm sorry for leaving you her ass, her butt cheeks. That's probably distracting for you. It was definitely distracting for me. Block debuffs is a very helpful early game, especially if you don't have a lot of reliable cleansers. I know you do have Tahanrak, but might still come in handy, especially during faction wars. Finito! Not a single turtle in sight. I'm gonna leave you claim these on your own time. I think today was still a success. We pulled you new champions in every faction. You can enjoy your new toys. You can enjoy your Leonardo. He's still super good with Mikey. Teamed up with Mikey, they're two really good combination of champions. I'm sorry I couldn't hit you a single turtle, man. I really tried my best to channel everything I had. But the game also has a brain of its own. So, thanks for trusting me with your account. Thank you guys for watching, and I will catch you again in the next one tomorrow. Bye!